Hey, welcome back everybody. I'm about to tackle something that a lot of people don't like to do, and that's build one of these MPC. Usually they're pretty rough. You do get an MPC every once in a while that's better quality, but this one's going to be one of those that gotta work a little harder at. This is the 69 Charger. I think this is the exact same kit as the General Lee kit, which I have right up here. Pretty sure it's the same exact kit, only without the General Lee decals. Yeah, so hey, first off, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, if you would do so, I appreciate that. Also, in the link in the description, I have some products that I use to build with, and if you're interested in those, you can click on them and it takes you to an Amazon link, and you can get those products. But yeah, this car here is going to be it's going to be easy because it's very low parts count, but on the other hand, it's going to be quite challenging. Number one, like all the chrome, I'll probably have to de-chrome everything because you see all the flash, tons of flash. And so the chrome, I just don't like chrome, to be honest with you. When it comes on some of these kits, the chrome just looks horrendous. I'm not going to use the Duke Boys, the rims right there. Although I really like those rims, I don't want it to be a General Lee. So I'll probably use these. I don't know what color I'm going to paint it. But yeah, I mean, these MPC kits are the detail is very, very low on the scale of realism. Like for instance, the roll cage, it looks like they used like 4-inch tubing or something huge. I'm not going to put a roll cage in it. But yeah, it's a kit. It's going to be fun. I'll make it look as good as I can. See the intake, the realism that you get with that intake there. But the body's got a few little things I have to do to it. It's got some, like any kit's going to have flash. I'm not complaining. It's just these MPCs are kind of funny because they look really like they've been beat out with a hammer. But luckily on the side that counts, it looks pretty decent. It's going to look good. So I'm going to get some parts glued together, some primer on some stuff, some chrome taken off, and we'll see how this thing starts to look. So stand by. Alright guys, so I'm back here. I got the body primered. I've got some color over here on some seats and some interior and the headers and the firewall. The bumpers and the valve covers and a few other things are de-chroming right now in the Purple Power. Chassis is also put together, needs to be touched up. Let me tell you what, I'm learning not to complain about these things. But this is the worst kit I've ever had. I think if you were to take a beginner and give them this kit, they couldn't build it. It just would not build. You could not build it. The bumpers would not fit without a lot of carving around where it goes, front and rear. I had to reshape the grill and the front bumper practically to get it to fit. Super old molds probably is just a problem. Deal with it, whatever. It's going to look good though. I think this thing's going to turn out great. Once I got the white primer on there, did some sanding on the body. Shoot, it's probably going to look as good as anything else. So all complaining aside, I love me a Dodge Charger. I think those things are so cool looking because I grew up in the Duke Boys era. I've already got my paint glove on. If you notice, I don't work for a lunchroom. I'm about to paint something. The color I'm about to paint this thing is this same color I painted my Foos truck here. So the Foos truck is silver, and it's this Model Masters enamel. It's actually chrome paint. It's what it's supposed to be. It won't look chrome. Silver chrome trim. So I've already got it mixed. It's already got some reducer in it, and it's going to look great going over this white primer. And then I'll find some sort of, the gloss won't be where I want it, so I'll find a I have to shoot some gloss, some of that gloss top coat right back there over the top of it. So I'm going to set up the camera and shoot some silver. Stand by. Okay, so now I have some paint and some clear on this. I went ahead and cleared it off camera. Actually, the clear turned out really good. Finish looks nice. I haven't buffed it or anything. It's got a high gloss shine, and I used this Tester's gloss coat. Just cut it with a little bit of medium reducer. Automotive medium reducer, and it turned out it's got a nice shine to it. The silver looks great. Yeah, and the hood's over there, so we got a nice shine already. One step ahead of the game. So guys, since I've started using my new airbrush, yes, it's siphon feed, and I've had several people say don't use siphon feed. Well, I already had it used. One of you guys warned me, like, if you haven't used it already, carry it back to Hobby Lobby, but I'd already used it. So, but compared to what I've been using, wow. So it works so good. I do see spitting and sputtering if you start to get low, so I understand that. The engine I've sprayed a light coat of orange, so it would have some shadowing. This engine went together so terrible. I bet you thought I was going to say it went together so nice. Not at all. This is an MPC kit. It just takes a little more work. But I got my distributor wired. I got the boots on the end of the spark plug wire, so whenever I get my distributor mounted, and it will mount like right there, like any big block Dodge would, the angled distributor, and it'll look good. I'll drill out the valve covers, which I have de-chromed for the most part. There's a few pieces of chrome. I'm going to spray them with primer along with the bumpers. Get the chrome off of them. The chrome did not look good. There's quite a bit that you have to clean up on these, and shape them to get them to actually fit in the body. So de-chroming them was the way to go, and then I'll take my chrome paint and refinish them. The rims I decided to leave chrome. I've just done some black washing on them to give them a bit of shadowing, so those are looking nice. I'm not going to have to paint those. Yeah, that'll look nice up against that silver. And I've got the interior going together. No detailing done on it yet. It's just sprayed. I went ahead with a tan. I'll go in there and black wash quite a bit of stuff. Got the headers painted. Firewall, steering wheel. Oh, so I've got most of the parts are painted except for these chrome pieces. That way I can go ahead and start getting them together. I'm going to paint my valve covers black, not chrome, like your traditional 426. I'm sure some of them came with chrome valve covers. I don't like chrome valve covers, so I'm going to go paint them flat black. And again, with the bumpers, I'm going to chrome paint them. So anyway, that's the update. So next segment I'll have some more things complete. So stand by. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and try to demonstrate how to do plug wires. This is a Hemi, so that it's going to be easier since the spark plugs are right in the tops of the valve covers. But I like to use my little pin vise in my drill. I don't know what size bit this is, but it's pretty small. It's the right size. That's what size it is. It's the right size. So I'm just going to go ahead and try and drill these out without breaking the bit off. All the way through. I'll go through the valve cover and then on down through the head. That way you have enough room to continue to, if your plug wire is too long, you can just stick it on down in there. Okay, so that's drilled. I've got this new camera mount, guys, and I know that it's not the best. I'm trying to get it where you can see. I've got better lighting now out here, so maybe I can lighten this up a little. Anyway, maybe not. Okay. All right, so got my distributor in nice and crooked. This thing, that's the small distributor. The big distributor was so big it was even bigger. It wouldn't go in at all. I'm just going to test fit it first. Get it in there. One wire. The thing with this Hemi is your plug wires come from clear over on that side of the darn engine, which I wasn't thinking about. So how do you lay the plug wires in there? I guess I need to pull a pick. Oh, I about went too far with that boot. So there's where it will be, and then you'll want to route them together so that it will look, somewhat real. You don't want it to look like just threw some stupid wire on there. You want it to look like plug wires. So I know I don't have boots on my distributor. Sorry. It's just too darn much. It's a lot more to put them on the distributor. Did it one time. I don't have the right size wire. I think even this boot may be still just a little bit too big. So what you're going to do, you're going to go in there and get all your wires where they fit. They're all somewhat close to the same length when you bundle them together, when you zip tie them together, or whatever you choose to do. Because you don't want one wire really, really long and one wire really, really short. So you want them all uniformed if it was just as if you had put them on your car. Now, I've seen guys that would put them on their car looking like that, but that's not the way I would want them. And I don't have any of those little boots, or the little retainers that hold your wires. Those are pretty cool. I've seen some photo etched, and they do look cool. So those two I'll put there, and then I need another one. Can you hear that truck going by? Nice and loud. It's actually not that loud. This thing just picks up sound so well. Like when the train goes by at night, it's loud, but it's darn a lot louder when you hear it on this. I use my phone, so on the phone it's a lot louder. Sorry I'm boring you guys, but I just want to get these test fitted before I use my new Bob Smith. It's too darn long. Bob Smith glue that I've just started using. I've seen guys use it for a long time, but I never bought any until here recently. And it is so much nicer than regular super glue. I don't know what they use in it. I don't know why it's different. But let me tell you what, it is some good stuff. It doesn't smoke it up. It seems to set, S-E-T, much quicker than regular super glue. And I really like it. All right. Now, like I said, super glue time. Clean the tip off. Alright, so it's this Bob Smith Industries Maxi Cure, and when I bought it, it came with the accelerator, the 2-ounce accelerator. I've had one of these. I have an old one. I used to build RC planes, and I would use it for, to set CA glue. Let me tell you what, it lasted forever. I've still got some. I just went ahead and got the new one when it came with this glue. But if you're interested in that, I do have a link, an Amazon link will be in the description if you want to go get you some. See, I made it easy for you. Alright, so I've got a little super glue on these first two. Take this thing, sit it right down in there and hold it just a second. See how nice that cured really fast? Or set, not cured. So I'm just pressing it down to the boots touch. I think that was number. Trim a little more off of that one. I'm not going to show you how I do the other side, because guess what? It's exactly the same way as I do this side. So we'll just get this one, and then you guys know what I'm going to do to the other side, so no need showing you. Okay, so this wire, some people do ask, what size wire is it? I have no idea what size wire it is. but I get it off of eBay, and it doesn't like give you a size from the place that I get it from. It doesn't say like 18 gauge or 32 gauge. It just says model car spark plug wires. So all right, so here's the accelerator. I'm about to shoot a little on it so I can go ahead and, there you go, just one little shot. And I don't try not to touch anything once I've done that, because I don't know if it will loosen the paint up or anything like that. So I try to not touch it, but boy, does it's done. I mean, it's set. And so when I'm saying that, it'll probably come loose now. So now what I want to do is get my wires looking real, if you know, at all, as real as possible. For some reason I've got one crossed here. So the idea is to make them sag and lay as if they had some weight to them. But if I just left it like that, it just looks ridiculous. So I'm going to take it out of the vise so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, no, that doesn't look real. Is this not focusing? So yeah, it doesn't look real at all. But when we take our plug wires and gently form them and get them all together, I'll take and bunch them all together and tie them together as if it had tie wraps. But once we get them tied, bent, formed, held together, all these things, see, these wires in real life aren't stiff, they're pretty soft. So you want them to end up looking like they have flexibility and that they have weight. And this is not how I want them to end up looking. I'm going to continue to work on them. But that's how I put my plug wires in. If it were, you know, if it were a normal engine, I would have the headers, usually have the headers on so I could see exactly where to drill for the spark plugs. Like I say, because this is a Hemi, it's got them on the top and it makes it much easier. So that's how I do it. No, it may not be it's not the way some would do it, but like my distributor, I just drill a hole in the middle and I set all my wires in there, and it looks pretty good. When you want to really go scale, you know, getting the boots and putting them on the distributor, there are guys, and I've seen some of you guys, you even put the timing. I'm impressed. It's like I went and saw what the timing on a small block Chevrolet was, and I actually placed them on the distributor that way. And I'm like, wow, that's impressive, because I have a hard enough time just getting all the 8 wires in the darn distributor with just one hole in it. And you're sitting there doing all the timing order and all this. Hey, my hat's off to you there. But anyway, that was just a quick tutorial on how to focus a darn camera to see, okay, just to get them set, how I do it. Bob Smith glue, I highly recommend that you get some of that, because it works so much better. So I'm going to go ahead and tidy this up, get the other side plug wires ran, and we'll come back in a minute. Stand by. Alright, so I got the plug wires finished. Got the headers on it. Actually, it's a pretty decent looking little engine to be as difficult and as bad as the fitment was. It's turned out to look pretty decent. So there's my plug wires. Got them all tied together. I just used the little black wrap. It's just spark plug wire, black spark plug wire that I have. Got the interior almost complete, other than gluing the dashboard. I can't glue the dashboard until I get the windows in. And when I get the windows in, then I can fit it, because you never know when that when the window is going to hit the dashboard. Maybe I need to lower it or something like that. And now I'm doing this bare metal foil on this thing, and so I've already wrapped the entire windshield, including the windshield wipers, because they're going to be chrome as well. And I'm going to cut that out since I've got the entire front windshield wrapped. I'm going to cut it and see what I can do with that. So I wanted you guys to see this. This is like my third car that I'm foiling, and it's not hard. It's a little time consuming. And the blade here, I take the black Sharpie and paint it, and it does help a lot, because when you have a shiny silver blade on shiny silver bare metal foil, it's hard to see. So when you guys told me to try that, and it works good. So I'm going to just run this. See, where's a good place to start? The chrome on this is really narrow, so I'm going to start right here and try my best to follow a straight line, or at least the contour of the trim. I'm shaking like crazy. So there, and then I'll come straight down. Try not to press too hard. You don't want to slice into your paint. I think I went a little wide on that side. Alright, so I got that down there. Now cutting in between your windshield wipers. I've done this once already. I want the place where the blade is, I'm going to paint that black. So I'm going to, how am I going to do this? I'm going to cut around, let's see. Guys, don't think I'm an expert at this. This is like figure it out as you go kind of stuff. I hope, am I right in the, I don't know if I'm right in the way of the camera or not, but I bet my hat was. I wear a hat all the time, and it may be getting in the way. So let's go around the windshield wipers. And you can always go back and clean it up a little bit more if you wish. And the way I'm cutting right now, I'm going to have to. I may just end up taking it off the windshield wipers if it doesn't turn out right. I just changed this blade out so it's a brand new blade. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and just try to, sorry, I don't mean to bump the camera. Try to get this started to pull off. I mean, you can just get it with my fingers. This stuff is so thin, it's hard to grab. And then it sticks all over your fingers so you can't get it off. Okay, so I'm going to work with this a while, and I want to keep you guys on here forever as I'm trying to get this off of here. But you see the concept, so it's coming off. It's see around the edge right there on the side, so there's small tiny little strip of chrome, and when I get this piece off, it'll just be around the edge and then around my windshield wipers, which you have to be a lot more careful with. So I'm going to continue to work on this, and we'll see how it turns out. I'll get back with you in just a second. Okay guys, so I've got the bare metal foil, back glass, front glass, and the vents. I didn't do any here. There's no ridge here. It would be very difficult to get her to line. This is going to be more of a custom looking car anyway, so we'll just say there's no drip rail, if that was a drip rail. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I like to paint the insides of my cars depending on what the color of the interior. The interior is going to be this nice looking tan, but I'm going to paint the inside of this black. So that noise you hear is Ruthie coming in. So I'm going to paint this inside of this black here with craft paint. So this is flat craft paint. It's black. I've learned to use this craft paint a lot more than the enamels for doing things like this. Number one, it's easy to clean up. You just wash the brush right out, and it's cheap. Doesn't take mineral spirits or anything like that to clean it up. And if it gets outside of the lines, you can wipe it right off. So I just like to give the interior, if it's going to be a black headline or whatever, just go ahead and give it a nice black color. And on the inside where the bare metal foil wraps around, you can paint that. Okay, so I've already got a little bit right here. Just take my finger and just wipe it right off. There it is. Can't see it. So just have to be careful still, especially when you're dealing with a light color paint like this car is. But this craft paint goes on so well, and a little bit goes a really long way. So before I install my windows, I like to do this, because once you get the windows in, you can't do this. And this craft paint also dries really fast. So we're about to paint Ruthie's. What year is it? 1970 Chevelle. That's what she just came out here for. We're about to get the airbrush and paint it some metallic blue color. It's going to look real nice. She primered it white, so that blue paint will definitely go on there really nice. So I'm going to cut this right here, get this finished painting, and then we'll get the windows glued in place, and I'll catch you here in just a minute. All right, so my wheels need a good set of tires to go in, so I'm about to sand them all down. This kit it's got a flat already. See that defect? It should be okay though. On this side, if it's up in the fender well, maybe you won't see it, but it's like it's got melted. So we'll work with it. All right, so I've shown this many times. This is my my tire sander. Some guys use a socket. That's fine. I use this. These are two knobs that I drilled holes in. They're from Hobby Lobby. So it's just those rough or raw wooden knobs for furniture. I just drilled through, put a bolt, tire goes on. They're tapered, tire goes on. See, it wobbles around, but it will center when you get the other one on there. You just kind of spin it a little, and the tire is centered because they're both tapered. Put the nut on it. Not too tight, but tight enough it won't spin. And then put it on the drill. If you tighten down too tight with your drill, you're going to mess the threads up, which will cause you problems trying to get the nut off. So I've used this thing a bunch of times, and I just don't tighten it very tight. It's tight enough right there. So take your sandpaper. This is 220. That's pretty good grit for what I'm doing. Spin it up. Sand away. So I go one direction, and then after a few seconds I back it up, go the other direction. Then I like to take my fingers, give it a good rub down, get all that dust off. You can do the sidewalls if you want. You can take the paper, bend it, and just go right along the sides. I'm not going to do the sidewalls on this. Perfect. Looks nice and driven on. All right, to take it off, that's all you do. Unscrew it. There's the difference. See how nice that looks? Looks like it's been driven down the road. This looks like a brand new tire. It's never been on the ground. This is really fast. If you want to use a socket, that's fine. This is just the way, again, that I've chosen to do it. And it seems to work pretty good for me. So, oops, dropped the nut on the floor. So that's how I grind my tires to make them look like they've been worn. Easy as that. So I'll go ahead and do these others off camera, get them mounted up on the rims, and we'll see what those look like. Stand by. Alright guys, so this is where I'm at so far. Got the wheels mounted on the tires. They look great. Did a little black washing in the rims to give them some shadowing. They look really good. The interior is ready to be put into the car. It's just sitting on top of it right now. The chassis needs some detailing done to the bottom. The front bumper and the rear bumper have turned out really nice with the chrome paint that I used. So I still have to put the headlight covers in the front grille. There's the breather. So yeah, this thing's turning out really nice. Obviously got the windows in. I can't say enough about that clear paint. I know that Mod Podge or whatever it's called seems to be good stuff, but this Testors, because it has an applicator, this seems, in my opinion, it's probably a little easier to use, and it's not expensive. And this bottle is not even halfway empty, and I've done so many kits already with that. But anyway, So I got the windows in. They went in pretty good for an MPC kit. Bare metal foil. I still had the door handles to do. Got to put the gas cap on. Of course, made it up to the chassis with the interior installed, which looks great. Bumpers. As I said at the beginning of this video, the bumpers were a nightmare. So if you get this kit, before you paint anything, fit your bumpers. I would say that for any kit, really, because you get the thing painted looking great, you go to put the bumper on, it doesn't fit and it has to be all cut out. So you do all that before you get your paint on there. You'll be ahead of the game for sure. So the 426 Hemi looks good. It's going to look good sitting down into the chassis with those wheels. So this is going to conclude part 1 of this video. It's already long enough. Yeah, if you would give it a thumbs up, I appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Again, if you want to, if you're interested in any of these building products that I use, I have a few of them in the description below. Just go down there and click on it. It takes you to Amazon. You can get those pretty easily. Check us out on Facebook. Go there and like that page as well. Not many people there yet, but it's growing. So guys, I appreciate it. That when we come back the part 2, is going to be finishing up a few things, but for the most part it's going to be taking a look at this thing after it's complete, and I'm excited to see it. So you guys, you take care. I really appreciate all you do in your support and your comments, and hey, we'll see you on the next segment, part 2. See you later, guys. Take care. Bye.